What's your favorite video game? Honestly, I want to know. Is it one of the classics like Super Mario World, an indie hack and slash romp like Castle Crashers, or maybe you enjoy getting rocked by the unforgiving worlds of Dark Souls and the like? And what makes you like that game? The story? The gameplay? Nostalgia? There's a lot of different reasons behind liking a game, and today I want to talk about that last one. More specifically, I want to take you on a trip down memory lane and show you just how I came to be the video game enthusiast I am today. The year is 2003. Probably, and I'm like 4 or something, I don't know. But that's the funny part. I don't remember how old I was, but I remember the days of sitting down with my dad in our dinky apartment living room and playing Super Mario 64. Some of the first video game related memories I have. They are quite fuzzy, I will admit, but I certainly recall watching my dad toss an extremely polygonal Bowser into spiky balls with a blurry green backdrop to accompany the scene. Fast forward a few years and now we're sat in front of a different TV in a different house, playing Super Mario All-Stars alongside my brother and uncles. How we ended up on the SNES after spending time on the N64, I'm unsure. But what I can tell you is that the memories start to get a little clearer from here on out. The next big one being a head-to-head match against my brother in Mario Tennis on the totally legit N64, and definitely not my dad's laptop. In all reality, the real reason I remember this digital sports match was because of the Aflac commercial that played from the baseball game my family was watching. The duck's quack of the company name so perfectly timed after the call of Aflac. You kinda had to be there though, but it was like super funny, trust me. All of this led to one of my most pivotal game-related memories. My purchasing of a red Game Boy Advance SP from the local game store and a copy of Pokemon Sapphire off of eBay. The day that game arrived was beautiful. Booting it up on my shiny new SP was truly something else. I played it day in and day out, hiding my little flip screen box under my pillow after turning the sound off so my mom wouldn't yell at me for being up too late on a school night. Racking up hours of gameplay while catching Pokemon like my life depended on it. Nicknaming them the same as the name that they had already been given, just with proper capitalization. Yes, I really did that. No joke. Mudkip just wasn't going to work for my child brain, but Mudkip? Now that's a guy I could have tagging along for the adventure. That was my first ever Pokemon experience too. At least with the video games. My dad used to play the trading card game with us when I was little, but I had no idea how to play it, and to be fair, neither did he, but he took advantage of him being my dad, the guy who I'd believe whatever he told me, and made up rules that helped him win every time. And as small children, we were none the wiser. But again, aside from that little blue cartridge was my first ever experience with catching and battling these fun little monsters. I remember the first time I saw Kyogre after fighting through the gym challenge. That was one of the coolest things I had seen up until that point in my life. And I had seen Shamu as a 4-year-old from the Splash Zone. My point is, I loved that game. I still have the cartridge and the red SP to this day. Unfortunately, I think the internal battery is run dry on the game, but it's still a neat little thing I can say I have. Now, I didn't really play any Pokemon games past that. Diamond, Pearl, Platinum I still have yet to play to this day, and my experience with Black and White is very limited. I rented Black from the video store back in like 2011, played an hour or so, and stopped for whatever reason. I am beginning to get my fix of the game now, as I am currently doing a Soul Link Nuzlocke of the game with my friend Little Oak every Thursday over on Twitch. But we still have barely gotten past the first gym. I haven't seen much on Black and White 2, and X and Y, well, X and Y is where the tracks stop, as I was 100% sure to get that game as soon as it came out back in 2013. I remember opening a copy of Game Informer and seeing the entry on the new Pokemon games coming out and how they were going to be in 3D. I had to get it, so I saved up some money, bought a 3DS and a copy of Pokemon Y, and the rest was just a repeat of Sapphire. Thankfully, I had outgrown the whole naming scheme I mentioned earlier, but it was a whole new adventure. A new region, a new style, a new typing. It was truly an amazing experience. Watching my Froakie turn from the small frog he was to the stealthy beast Greninja was fantastic. Getting a Charmander from Sycamore in Lumiose City, raising it to become a powerful Charizard, only to realize 10 years later that I had gotten the short end of the stick with its Mega Evolution. Truly the most delayed disappointment. And once again, that moment when I first locked eyes with Yveltal after traversing through the Team Flare HQ was one for the books. Its design is so intensely elegant, and I want more of it. Please. And don't even get me started on its shiny. I had no clue where the Pokemon Company and Game Freak could even go from there. Even though I had really only played 2 of their mainline titles at that point, I felt content with what I had. And that's when, in 2014, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire were released. The same game from when I bought that SP, but better. Updated mechanics, graphics, sound design, everything you could possibly want from a remake, and it was bliss. Once again, I played that game like it was the last game I would ever play, staying up late on school nights to get further through the Hoenn region with my Mudkip at my side, just like old times. And I still have that 3DS. I still have those games. I don't have the saves, but I have the memories. And an SD card with both Fireflies and Check Yes Juliet on it. These games really did raise me though. Not to say they are the sole reason as to why I am how I am today, but they certainly played their part. Probably the part that has me sitting here at 11 p.m. writing a script on how video games practically changed my life, and also the part that just makes me want to share this with the internet. It's a lot of fun to just sit here and talk about things like Pokemon and video games in general, and it's even more fun when you know that someone's listening, potentially from across the globe. Crazy that you can just kind of do that. It's kind of therapeutic, not gonna lie. Anyways, if you want to see more of me casually going on random spells of Pokemon related topics, feel free to subscribe to the channel. It helps out a whole lot. That's about all from me today, so I'm gonna get going. But until next time, have a good one, stay safe, and I'll see you around.